Нідерланди продовжують надсилати Україні військову, фінансову та гуманітарну допомогу. Щоб це продовжувалося, важливо, щоб між голландськими політичними партіями, які складають уряд, був єдиний фронт. Наші наступні спікери – це представники кількох голландських політичних партій, які тут, щоб висловити свою підтримку.
The Netherlands continue sending military, financial and humanitarian help to Ukraine. For this to continue, it is important that there is a united front among Dutch political parties that compose the government. Our next speakers are representatives of multiple Dutch political parties that came here to show their support. The first speaker is the leader of GroenLinks PvdA, Frans Timmermans.
Good afternoon, everyone. And I want to start by paying tribute to all of you here who have put their lives on the line for the freedom of Ukraine. Thank you, because you've also fought for the freedom of Europe. This is for the people of the Netherlands. And I say this to our Ukrainian friends and other foreign friends. For the people of the Netherlands, this is a sacred place, Dam Square. This is where we commemorate the victims of oppression, of the Holocaust, of being occupied by a foreign dictator who thought that he could take the Netherlands and keep it to himself. On the 4th and the 5th of May, we commemorate this Dam Square with a speech of our king. Now, those words about freedom, about fighting for freedom, about fighting for sovereignty, only have value if they also project your intentions for the future and are not just about the past. Today, the fight for freedom is going on in the trenches where Ukrainian men and women are fighting and dying daily for our freedom. And so, standing for Ukraine, being together for Ukraine, is not just because we support those who are fighting for their independence and for their freedom. It's also because we know that if this fight would be lost, freedom in Europe would be lost. And that is why I am proud to tell you that again this week, it was proven that a vast majority of members of parliament and political parties in the Dutch political system strongly support continuing full support for Ukraine. Because we all know that Ukraine's freedom and our freedom are exactly the same thing. Yes. If you look, I mean, you'd be disgusted, but still do it. At the interview Tucker Carlson did with Putin, you will see Putin say 30 times implicitly, Poland is next. So we need to know that this dictator has the intention to continue if he is victorious in Ukraine. He can never ever be victorious in Ukraine because we are stronger. The only way he can go ahead is if we are divided, if we are not interested, if we forget what's actually happening, and if we forget that our fate is decided by the heroism of the people fighting for the freedom of Ukraine. Yes! Sadly, after so many years, the danger of a dictator bringing a totalitarian state to other European nations, sadly, that reality is back. But we are stronger than he is, so much stronger, if we are united. And Ukraine belongs in the European Union. Ukraine belongs in NATO. And we will have to work together to make that happen. And I also say very clearly, and I know I speak on behalf of the vast majority of Dutch politicians, Ukrainians who flee from war and destruction are welcome in the Netherlands. You will be safe here. Never in my life before have I felt, I was born in the year that the Berlin Wall was built. I'm that old. My son Mark was born in the year the Berlin came down. My son Max was born in this wonderful year 2004 when Europe became whole again. Now we need to take the next step. Europe will not be whole until Ukraine is part of the European Union. Europe will not be whole until Russia changes its ways and moves away from totalitarianism and tries the path of democracy. So Europe will not be whole until Putin is stopped. That needs to be done, and we can do it. We will do it. I pledge to you here today that we will continue to support you all the way. Slava Ukraini!
Thank you. Our next speaker is a representative of a party, New Social Contract, Kasper Velkamp.